Hello, I'm Campbell McPherson, and I'm very excited to be working with Circle to Success on the Leading with Influence Leadership Skills Development Program. This little video is to give you an overview of the program and to delve into each of the modules. So let's get started. And here are the modules of the Circle to Success Leading with Influence program. It's going to kick off on the 27th of February. You can see the dates across the top and the bottom there. It's a combination of face-to-face workshops, in-person workshops. There's nothing better than that. And then online assessments and online peer mentoring sessions to back up and support after each of the modules to reinforce the learnings. Module 1 is about the 12 traits of extraordinary leaders. Module 2 is emotionally intelligent leadership, and that's where EQ meets delivery. Module 3 is about communication that works. Module 4 is about leading and embracing change, because if you're not leading change, you're not really leading anything. And Module 5 is about influencing without authority. And then Module 6 is action, because workshops and learning and development are brilliant, but it has to result in action. But before we delve into each of the modules, let me introduce myself. I'm Campbell McPherson. I'm a leadership and change specialist. I've been in the UK for 26 years now, with the formative years was in Australia. I help leaders across all sorts of organizations to become extraordinary leaders of change and to create extraordinary leaders of change throughout their organization. I also help them to create extraordinary leadership teams. I'm an author. The 3 books you can see on the right here, and I think behind me, yes, you can, are the ones that have been published by Wiley, by Kogan Page, and by Hachette. The first book, The Change Catalyst, is all about leading change, and it was the 2018 Business Book of the Year here in the UK. I'm a keynote speaker and executive fellow of Henley Business School, and I've worked for so many organizations around the world, either as a leader, as part of the leadership team, or as a consultant or mentor or coach to leaders. As you can see, organizations including some of the world's biggest fund managers, the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, insurance companies, central banks, accountants organizations, football management organizations, and even Virgin Wines. In fact, I was the inaugural marketing director of Virgin Wines. I was the inaugural HR director of Sesame. We had 1,000 people and 12,000 advisors in the network. And I was the strategy director of Zurich for the emerging markets division and the Isle of Man international division as well. I started my lengthy list of careers in the Royal Australian Air Force. I'm not quite sure why I joined, to be perfectly honest, as I did end up being the worst pilot ever to make it through to jets, as your delegates will hear in great and humorous detail in the first session. This is me. I work with organizations all around the world. My website is changeandstrategy.com. You will get a better idea of me and my philosophy. Lots of videos, lots of downloads, and program details on that site. Highly recommend you log on to it. We run a series of leadership development programs. The main one is Leading with Influence, which also encompasses leading and embracing change. And the third one is Extraordinary Leadership Teams that we run with organizations worldwide. Today, we're talking about the joint venture we have with Circle to Success, which is very exciting, and it's about the Leading with Influence program. Let's run through each of the modules in a little more detail. The purpose of the program is to enable your people to have greater impact at work. Large organizations use this program to develop their next generation of senior leaders. They also use it to help their high IQ engineers, software people, analysts, to be able to hone their EQ skills to have greater impact at work. That is critical. Smaller and medium-sized organizations use it as their primary leadership development program because leadership today is all about influence. It's not about hierarchy. It's about how you can influence others to deliver superior and sustainable results together. Even if you do have formal hierarchical authority and you use it, in other words, you tell people what to do, it doesn't go very well. We humans don't give our all if we're told what to do. We only give our all when we want to. So our job as leaders is to help our people to want to change, is to influence our people to want to work with us to deliver. And that's what we enable leaders to do on this program. We all want leaders who are clear about what they're seeking to achieve and why. We want leaders who accept accountability for delivery. So many of my clients, particularly large organizations, find that one or two levels down below the exec team, sometimes it's difficult for people to accept that they're accountable for delivering the results. It's strange, but it happens. We want leaders who can hone and use their active listening, their communication, and their influencing skills to engage other people to deliver extraordinary results, working together. We need leaders who can lead change and leaders who can embrace change. Leading change is a key leadership skill. Embracing change is a key life skill. And we teach both of those on this program. And we want leaders who will leave their part of the business in a better state than when they found it. That's stewardship, and it's key to being an extraordinary leader. This course is approved by the Institute of Leadership, and all delegates will get a 12-month membership of the Institute. They get a course handbook and notes, and access to a dedicated portal for the course, and online 360 leadership and EQ assessments. So module 1 is about the 12 traits of extraordinary leaders. We explore how does a poor leader make you feel, and what are the traits of a good leader? Before we go through the 12 traits of extraordinary leaders and underline and put more emphasis on delegation, empowerment, and stewardship. Here are the 12 traits of extraordinary leaders, just to give you a little flavor. And these 12 traits have come from me working with organizations for decades. Now, I divided the 12 traits up into 3 categories: delivery of results, personal qualities, and special skills. Leaders have to deliver, otherwise, what's the point of being a leader? It is the primary purpose of leadership is to deliver. And a lot of leadership development programs tend to forget this simple truism. So the 12 traits of extraordinary leaders, number 1 is they deliver sustainable and superior results, and they accept accountability for delivery. They're very clear as to what needs to be done, the numbers and the narrative, and why, the real reason and the right reason for people for wanting to deliver this result. They understand that every decision has consequences, and some of them are unintended, and they're cool with that. They accept unintended consequences without shame and without blame. They're also genuinely engaged people to deliver. They're the top 4 traits. We go through these in great detail. The 4 personal qualities are integrity, and we explain what that really is. Extraordinary leaders combine humility with confidence. They're not arrogant. They're not timid. They're right in the middle. They're confident, but they're humble enough to know that they don't have all the answers. Extraordinary leaders care. That sounds a bit fluffy, doesn't it? It's not. They care about the outcomes, the quality of the outcomes. They care about the organization. They care about their people. And number 8 here, they care about the customers. Every decision is made with an understanding of how this affects the customers. And then we move on to the special skills. Special skill 1, or number 9 in the 12 traits: extraordinary leaders lead, influence, and embrace change. They empower and develop their people, and they're brilliant at delegating. They embrace stewardship, as we talked about before, and they build extraordinary leadership teams. And we will touch upon all of those in this program. Because extraordinary leaders are emotionally intelligent leaders. They accept accountability, they lead with influence, and they deliver extraordinary results. I will also be asking each of the delegates to do an online 360 assessment that we have designed and developed, and they will be asking their managers, their direct reports, and their colleagues to give them feedback online and get a comprehensive report. It's a really good assessment. Module 2 is about emotionally intelligent leadership. We take it one step further now, and we say, what is EQ and what is emotionally intelligent leadership? I introduced the cohort to the checkerboard of leadership that we designed and we've been rolling out around the world, because extraordinary leaders are found when delivery meets EQ. And when that happens with high EQ and the high ability to deliver, extraordinary leaders deliver superior and sustainable outcomes and results. So we go through each of these of the squares on the checkerboard, from the disaster zone to the chaos creators to the authoritarians. And we ask people, or ask every delegate to say, where are they on the checkerboard? Where would their people place them on the checkerboard? Where would their boss place them on the checkerboard? And that is a wonderful way of easing ourselves into the subject of emotional intelligence in a way that is fun and is also relevant. Your people are going to love the checkerboard of leadership. They're also going to love the 5 categories of emotional intelligence. And in the cohort, in the module, in the workshop, they will be conducting a self-assessment of their own EQ and sharing that with others in the group. Then afterwards, they will be doing an online 360 assessment of the 28 subcategories of emotional intelligence and asking 3 people, whether it be a peer, whether it be a direct report or a boss, to give them feedback. And again, they get a great report on what their emotional intelligence is, what their strengths are, where their weaknesses are, so that we can start to work on developing to become even more extraordinary leaders. Module 3 is about communication. We all need to enhance our communication. It's about communication that works. It's communications that people want to read. It's presentations that people actually want to listen to, are engaged from the very start. We talk about how everyone has different communication and thinking styles, and we run a session based on Surrounded by Idiots, where people understand what their communication and thinking style actually is and how it differs from other people. We run through difficult conversations. We advise people on how to deliver presentations that have people on the edge of their seats, and it doesn't mean you have to be a brilliant public speaker to do that. And we also enable the cohort members to deliver written comms and emails that people read and action. This is a brilliant module. It will transform your people's impact at work. You can see each module builds. So here's a flow for the effective presentations we'll be running through, and your people will be then giving us a presentation or transforming one of their presentations to fit in with this flow. And one of the keys is start with the punchline. Your people will understand that after module 3. Module 4 is about leading and embracing change. We asked the delegates, what have they learned about change in the last few years? Because we've all gone through so much change. I explain my 5 key truths about change. We explore why 88% of change initiatives actually fail. We talk about what are the essential ingredients of successful change, how we react to change, because all change is personal, and it's critical that we embrace change ourselves and we understand how others react to change and help them to embrace change as well. And we run through several models that they can use with their people and with themselves to accept change and build resilience. And we touch on stakeholder engagement. Module 5 is about influencing without authority. We talk about the fundamentals of influence. We talk about the 6 shortcuts from the science of persuasion. And we talk about how to influence your key stakeholders. So every single delegate will have 2 different grids that they fill out to take away to work out how they are going to influence their key stakeholders to be able to help them to deliver the results that they need. We also talk about managing upwards. No matter what size of organization, we all need to be better at doing that. And that's not Machiavellian. This is about influencing everyone to deliver the superior and sustainable outcomes that we need. Here's one of the templates that the delegates fill out on the day and make it personal. They list their stakeholders. They write down what is it you want them to do. It's about clarity. We don't normally plan this way, and we need to. We ask them to write, what are they, the stakeholder, seeking to achieve? What obstacles are in their way? See, we're putting ourselves in their shoes. How can we help them to deliver what they're trying to achieve? And why should they help you? These are questions that we don't normally ask when we're trying to influence key stakeholders. And yet, until we can answer these, we won't be successful. And lastly, we bring all of the 5 modules together, and an action plan is constructed and developed using our implementation plan template. And then every delegate gives a 10-minute presentation on how they're going to deliver one of their key objectives using all the lessons from modules 1 through to 5. Then everyone gives a Q&A and feedback, and we have summary and reflections about the program. Everyone gets a certificate. We often go to the local watering house to celebrate the wonderful success that the program has been. And then we'll all get everyone together a couple of months later online to reflect and to see how the program has helped them to enhance their impact at work. So please contact Circle to Success to secure your place. Give Suzanne a call, give Angela a call. It's $2,500 plus VAT per delegate for Circle to Success members. I'm so looking forward to working with your people to help them to enhance their influence, to enhance their ability to lead with influence. Thank you.